Good morning. What I'm trying to do in next 2 hours in 2 batches is try to bring a perspective. Our Drug Controller General of India and Dinesh ji touched upon that how do we bring the patient in the center and how do we bring accessibility, affordability, and quality in healthcare solutions, including medicines. I want to test your attention for just 30 seconds. So every bubble you see on the map is a country, size of the bubble is the population. What you see on horizontal axis is the per capita income. What you see on the vertical axis is the age. And what you will see that how the health has changed in last 200 years. So what you see is something happened. The bubbles are running fast from the corner, and the biggest blue bubble you see is India, and the biggest red bubble you see is China. 50, 60 years happened, the income and the health didn't go up, but all of a sudden, if you look at hundreds, you are looking at Americas and Europe going up, getting richer and healthier, and you still see a lot of Africa, Latin American countries and Asian countries, 100 years, nothing changed from income and health point of view. But all of a sudden, what you see 150 years down the line, they become much healthier and they started become richer as well. And 200 years down the line, if you look at, they became much healthier and much richer altogether in the world. If you look at collectively, we are at a much better place when it comes to health. And I strongly believe that India has a role to play, and India has played a magnificent role to provide affordable healthcare, affordable medicine around the world we talked about. India has changed as well. I looked at the Times magazine and how many times India appeared on the cover of the Times magazine, and look at the fantastic journey that India has gone through. From last 80, 90 years has transformed economically, socially, politically, and altogether. Now, Indian pharmaceutical industry has evolved as well, and we looked at all the data, and I don't have to go through again that how India has become world pharmacy around the world, providing affordable medicine. What is important though is the transformation that is bringing and the journey that we are going through together in the regulatory aspects, in the standards that we are building, and the climbing value chain in healthcare that we are bringing. If you look at from regulation point of view, I'm sure you will go through later today and tomorrow, we are re-looking at our regulatory framework, whether it's the clinical trials, new drug, good manufacturing practices, and so on. And the value chain as well. If you look at the standards, the number of monographs India is embarking on and developing is phenomenal. I think in next 4 to 5 years, we will have the most of the drugs in our monograph aligned with international practices. This is very important one for our discussion as well. If you look at how India pharmaceutical industry has climbed the value chain, is progressing, is bringing the newer therapy, newer technologies, but always keeping an eye on the affordability and access part of the pyramid. I'll talk about this is important slide again, just an example. If you look at the biosimilar, what the slides tell you that India has the highest number of biosimilars approved in the world. India has a very robust when it comes to regulatory framework, and very early on having a robust regulatory framework for biosimilars. Now this is food for thought in our later discussion that like generics we have done, India has done, and like biosimilars we are doing, how do we bring the accessibility for the future? With those thoughts, there are a lot of harmonizations around the world. We need to think of, as Dr. Somani was saying earlier, how do we converge? How do we build a platform to bring accessibility, affordability of Indian healthcare solution to the world? We'll touch upon many of these topics, whether it's a capacity building in our partnership or promoting mutual recognition, teamwork, partnering, regulation altogether. These are the areas that we will discuss, and we'll look into that. With that, thank you very much, and I welcome you again, and I'm very excited to have the next 2 hours of discussion with all of you. Thank you.